Hey guys, how you doing? Today I want to talk to you about the word perseverance. The word perseverance means steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. When I think about the word perseverance, to mind comes a word picture of a person trying to get from point A to point B, but to get to point B they have to go through mud, deep mud. And as they're walking, their legs are getting stuck, getting suctioned in there, but they keep at it. Even though they're tired, even though they're worn out, they keep at it, and finally they get to point B. But there are some who do not persevere because they're tired. They say, forget this, I'm worn out. They turn around and go back to point A, and they never get to their destination. So in the same way, I want to imagine with me, what if people in this world did not persevere? What if people did not persevere? We wouldn't have the light bulb if there was no perseverance. Edison, as he was experimenting, he experimented over 100 times. Some say his lab had done experiments over 2,000 times. Whatever the amount, if he had not persevered, we wouldn't have a light bulb. If it's 100 times that he had to experiment to get the light bulb, what if he stopped at 99? You know, what we look at various celebrities, we look at actors and actresses who are very famous, but they had to keep at it. They had to go through auditions where people said no, 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 but finally they did that one audition, they got the breakthrough, and now we know who they are. What if they had stopped before the breakthrough audition? But looking at it spiritually, we look at people of faith. We know Abraham, he was given a promise by God that his offspring would be more than the sands of the sea. But it took time. It took time, and he waited and waited and finally had a child. And as a result of his perseverance and not giving up, we have the line of Jesus. And looking at, especially at Jesus' life, he persevered. He's in his 30s. He has multitudes following him. People are being healed. Demons are being cast out. People are thinking that Jesus is going to save them from the Romans. The Israelites think that Jesus is the new king on the earth. And then we think of Gethsemane. We think of Jesus crying out to God. We think of his disciples falling asleep when Jesus really needed them to be by his side. We think of the temple guard coming to get Jesus, and as they're taking Jesus away, the disciples are running away. They're not there with Jesus. They're running away. We think of Jesus on the cross, and we think of God the Father turning his face from Jesus because of all the sin that was put on him, our sin. The Bible says that Jesus could have called down hosts of angels to take him off the cross, but he did not. He persevered. The Bible also says, we run with perseverance the race set before us, looking to Christ, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured that cross. So he's up on that cross, but he endured it because of the joy set before him. What was that joy set before him? I believe it was us, those of us who have decided to follow Jesus. He focused on those who would decide to follow him and be with him forever. So he focused on that and he persevered. He had a final goal and he did not give up. If Jesus did not persevere, we would not have salvation. Let me say that again. If Jesus did not persevere, we would not have salvation. How much more should we persevere? We call ourselves Christians. Christians are little Christs. So if we look at Jesus as our example, we shouldn't persevere when he's given us desires and dreams in our hearts. He's given us those desires and dreams in our hearts, and we don't see it right away. Some takes 5, 10, 20, maybe more years, and you just don't see it right away. But we look to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. We look to him as the example, and we keep at it. And so I want to encourage you to not give up. Let us not grow weary or become discouraged in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap if we do not give in. Galatians 6:9. So, I'll leave you with these words. Do not give up.